and welcome. This is a Lush flow. You'll need some floor space today. You'll be rolling outside your mat onto the floor. So create some space and move a few furniture so you can actually swing your arms around and Okay, we'll start with the playlist for today, which is called Lush Flow. Lush Flow. Song number 3, Subtle Breath. Subtle Breath. 1, 2, 3. Find a comfortable seat and take a deep breath in and sigh out loud. One more time. Find your way into your ujjayi breath. Your even breath. Lifting up your mula bandha, the front of your pelvic floor up. Uddiyana bandha, lower belly in and up. Balance on your sits bones. So you're right on top of your sits bones. Not forward, not backwards, not more to the right or to the left, but straight on top of your sits bones. And then you meet what you're sitting on to create length in the spine. Deepen your breath. Let the inhale come down from your crown all the way through the spine and circle around the tailbone. And also the tailbone is called the coccyx. And then under the tailbone you have a gland, the coccygeal gland. And you want the energy to surface down on that and touch that. And then back up again through your spine and up through your crown, the roots of your hair. So the inhale comes down, the energy floats down into you, all the way down around your coccyx. And then exhale back up again and out through the crown. Now we're going to put on a mantra, and the inhale is Sao, and the exhale is Ha. Sao, Ha. Sao, Ha. Inhale, Sao. Ha. Back up. And now you're going to use your hands and your arms, and you use one hand when you inhale, and the direction of the hand goes down, and exhale, the direction of your hand goes up. So you match the energy flow with the movement of your hand. Inhale down. It's like you can pull the universal energy, the divine energy down into you, circle around the coccyx, and then all the way up again. Using your hands, you inhale, hand go down the spine, circle around, and back up again. Now we're going to say Sao Ha out loud with the movement of the hand. Sao Ha. Sao Ha. Sao down. Ha up. Sao Ha. And now you make the sound longer. Sao Ha. Sao Ha. 好。 Sao. Ha. And now you start to let the sound really vibrate and tickle you inside the spine and outside the spine, sending pulsations up and down that can give a physical reaction. Sao. Ha. Sao. Ha. Sao. Ha. Two more times. Sao. Ha. Sao. Ha. And continue and let the energy flow up and down your spine. And the mantra is now alive in you on its own. And now take one hand under the tailbone, under the coccygeal gland. The coccygeal gland is a gland, a very, very small gland that's just under the coccyx. And the coccyx is the tailbone, so it's like under and a little bit on the inside of the tailbone. And this releases endorphins. It releases sexual hormones. And it's very, very freeing, and it's 100% combined with the root chakra. There's great healing that comes from making this spin and circle, and it also heals the tailbone itself. So you sit on your hand, fingers towards your anus. And we're going to make 3 Om sounds into the coccygeal gland. Deep inhale. And release your hand. Now take your left hand into the hip bender, and kind of just tuck it in a little bit, like a little push, and you might feel the heat or the temperature from your hand, so it's inside your hip. And we're gonna Om 3 times into the left hip. Deep inhale. And let the sound settle down. You might even feel how it starts to vibrate in there. And then you place the right hand into the right hip. Give it a little bit of a squeeze. And 3 ohms deep into the right hip. Inhale. You can open up your eyes and slowly find your way into all fours. Knees into the mat and hands into the mat. And then you start to circle that tailbone. And let the coccygeal spin. And as you circle here, you send an Om sound. And that can be sound or Om into the coccygeal gland, that small tiny gland under the tailbone, at the tip of the tailbone. As you circle, and then you start to go the other way. Circle the other way around. Warming up the hips, freeing the tailbone. And now Om sound or sound here. Om. your right hand to the front of your mat outside your hands. And here I recommend you find blocks and come up higher. Blocks under your hands. And you start to circle and move here. And feel free anytime to come back to om or sounds. So you move freely here. Lurking, it's like picking up a lock, but with smooth movements. Wheeling into the lock before you put the key in. And really make that hip slide and glide. And feel free to, explore coming onto your heels, coming onto your toes. And now I'm going to lift up the back knee as well and keep on moving here. And go with the flow, go with what feels good. Knee up and down, feet a little bit wider, out onto the floor, on your heels, on your toes. And you can close your eyes and really just dive into the free movement of your hips and your coccygeal gland. And you can also let your hands now walk on the mat, onto the floor, back and forward. Four more breaths. And now you take your left elbow into the mat and swing the right leg up in an open scorpion tail. And you can stay moving here, like wriggling the hip open, or stay more in a still, where you get the heel towards your bum, and you use the muscles in your hamstring and your bum to really open up the front. If you're like me and you just love to move, let the juice in the hips float open, you do that. And then you start to play with that right leg. Let it go in its own movement, straight or bend or circle or shaking. Let the right foot go where it wants to go, perhaps down to the floor. Perhaps it wants to tip opposite you onto the other side, to the back of you, and then you do that. And we can small, make sounds into the coccygeal gland, into the coccyx. And you can finish. You come back to all fours. Now you take the left foot to the front, outside your hands. And you start to move here. You pick up the lock, but you use it with a delicious olive oil of high quality. Maybe you want to move the front foot onto your toes, onto your heels, maybe further out onto the floor. Wriggle and dance with the ankle. And we're going to invite the back knee to go up and down. You can dance on your heels, on your toes. And maybe your hands want to wander on the mat, on the floor as well. As you pick out the lock in your hips, opening up, wiggling them. Anytime in this class you can into your hips, into your hips. Into your coccygeal gland, make it vibrate and spin. 4 more breaths. And then you take the right elbow down into the floor, opening up the left hip to the side, open scorpion tail. And just move here either in stillness where you open up the hip to the side, or you keep a little bit of juicy movement going on. Either way, use your muscles in the bum and the hamstring to really open up that hip to the side. you can start to move that entire leg there if you want. Experiment with it. Where does it want to go? How does it want to move? Let it go into the floor if it wants to go there, to the side, or maybe tip to the other side, to the back of you. Let the rest of your body be affected by the desires of your hips. And we can get ready to come into a downward facing dog. And I'm getting warm, which is nice. And you keep moving. Freeing the tailbone. And then you look to the front of your mat and you start to walk to the front of your mat. And you bend your knees a lot and you let the tailbone point down to your heels as you roll all the way up, standing. And inhale, lift up your chest. Open up your heart as you come up. Now you place your hands on your knees and you let your legs stay wide apart. So feet to the edge of the mat or even wider. And you bend the knees and you have your hands on the knees. And you start to move the coccyx, the tailbone, back and forward. Side to side. Back and forward. Side to side. Then bring in your breath. Breathing in and out through your nose. And then come further and further up, standing while you move your coccyx. And you narrow your stance. Keep moving the coccyx back and forward, back, forward, to the side, to the other side. Start lifting up your legs. And let the coccyx, the tailbone, take you on a monkey walk. Monkey. The monkey is so used to letting the tail guide. And you do the same. And you can just let your arms go now. Let the coccyx move you outside the mat. Looks funny, it doesn't matter. I'm walking with my coccyx. I'm walking with my tailbone. I It's moving me back and forward, side to side, almost as if I'm hanging on my tail on a branch and I'm a monkey. And my tailbone is swinging me from side to side. Making me spin, making me go around and around. Affecting my limbs, affecting my legs and my ankles. Swinging it through my body and affecting my arms as well. My tailbone is in charge and my coccygeal gland is leading the way. Four more breaths, doing your monkey tail movement walk. And then you find a place on your mat where you let your arms hang down and the tailbone up. Let go of your head. I recommend blocks under your arms for most of you. Then stretch the knees. Drop the head down and let the arms relax. Then stretch the knees. And then stay with bent knees. And get the tailbone more and more up to the sky. Slow down your breath. And then move to a downward facing dog. Stand on your toes and bend your knees a lot. And then tip, tip, tip the tailbone up, up, and up, and up. And then next time, let it stay up, 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 up. Breathe. With the tailbone maximum up, you extend the legs the best you can. Find your dry breath. Tailbone up. Lots of space around your tailbone, and we make sounds into the coccygeal gland. One more time. You place your right foot in front of the mat, outside your hands. Put the back knee down. Find your blocks again. Come up even higher. And you may want to just move your blocks up and down So you come more into an Anjaneyasana and a back bend. So not so much a dragon, which is a forward bend. Keeping the crown upwards. And you move here, and you can move your hands back and forward onto your blocks. Move your blocks up. Going deeper and deeper into a back bend, getting the hips forward. Still playing with your feet, heel, toes, ankle. And then staying in an upward facing dog variant. Chest open, crown up, hips forward and down. Still your right foot into the mat. And you place your hands down to the mat and come into open scorpion. Bending the top leg, heel to seat. Strong standing leg. And then you swing it. Figures of 8. And come into open scorpion. And extend the right leg behind you. Lead it into a high lunge. Both of your arms up. Bend your knees. And from here, let the coccyx move you. Let your arms do whatever they want to do. Play. Your knees are bendy and elastic. Your ankles are elastic, and it's like you're standing on a trampoline. 3 more breaths. And hands to the mat. Downward facing dog. On your toes, heels up, bend your knees, tailbone up, 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 up. Extend the legs you can with the tailbone to the max, up. Find your breath. Sounds into the coccygeal gland. Left foot forward. Back knee down. Come up high on your blocks. Moving into a back bend, which means it's your back, your spine is bending backwards. And you move here up and down onto your blocks and away from the floor. So you get the hips forward. Four more breaths. Free movement. Stay in an upward facing dog position. Chest forward, crown up. Still strong foot into the front of your mat there. And hands down, open scorpion tail. Strong standing leg into the floor. Point your foot. And swing the left leg. Figures of 8. And open scorpion. Extend the left leg behind you. Lead it into high lunge, but keep both of your knees bent. From your coccyx, from your hips, move. And just let your arms float along into free movement. Four more breaths. Hands down to the mat. Downward facing dog, bend your knees a lot, stand on your toes. Coccygeal up. And then you extend your legs. And while you breathe here in your downward dog, I need to open up the door. It just got very hot in here. And then you look to the front of your mat, walk to the front of your mat, bend your knees a lot. Let the tailbone tip to your heels. Roll up as you keep the tailbone underneath yourself, all the way up, standing. And inhale, through your chest, roll the shoulders back down. Inhale, swipe your arms up to the stars above. Stay here, feet planted on the floor. Inhale, sow. Exhale, ha. Fold forward, all the way down. Inhale, lift up. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right knee to your chest, exhale. Inhale, open scorpion. And swing your right leg. And open scorpion. Extend the right leg behind you, lead it into warrior 2. Swing up. Bend your elbows, palms up, bend the back knee, and then let your coccyx move freely here. Let the coccygeal gland vibrate, spin around, and affect your entire pelvic floor and your sexual organs. So you're in a worry too, but your joints are bent. And then you find your way into goddess pose. Both of your toes pointing outwards and heels in. Bend your elbows even more, palms up. Shoulder blades together and down. And then move and swing your hips here from side to side. Place your hands on your thighs. Circle the coccygeal gland around and around. Other way around. Walk your hands down to the floor. Walk from side to side. Like a cat, going low. Extending one leg and then the other leg. Come to a bend knee on the right and extend the left leg. Stay here. You can mini move, you can shake, you can stir. You can use a block under your right heel. You can also sit on a block or use a supported block under the extended knee. Come to sit on your bum. And here, many of you need to sit on a block under your bum. Walk out the extended leg and the right arm comes up. Keep the whole of your right foot into the mat, opening up the hip. Swing, walk your hands down, swing the right arm around the right calf, bind, or use a belt or t-shirt. Right hand grabs the left hand, and the left arm is on your back. Look up to the sky. Release the bind. Come into Asana, back knee into the mat, both of your arms up. Walk the foot to the front, so your front heel is under the front knee. Inhale, bum up a little bit, twist over to the right, look into the back of your room. Slide down the back leg, left arm up. And windmill down, three-legged dog to downward facing dog. Left knee to your chest, exhale. Inhale, open scorpion. And swing. Figures of 8 or circles with that left leg. And open scorpion. Open up the hip to the side. Extend the left leg behind you. Lead it in to warrior 2. Palms up. Bend both of your knees. Elbows are bend. And move here. Let your tailbone swing around, move around. Let the coccygeal gland become alive, rotating, affecting your sexual organs, the whole perenium. Let it loose. And find your way into a goddess pose. Toes out, heels in. Both of your knees are equally bent. Straight spine. Crown up. Now your elbows are bent even more. Your shoulder blades are together. And your chest is wide open. And you swing here from side to side. Swing the hips from side to side. Swing the tail from side to side. Even better, let the tail swing you. Hands to your thighs, circle your hips. One way around. Then the other way around. Now you move down to the floor. Go a little bit deeper. Move from side to side. Go low, 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 low. Stretch one leg, then the other. Hand up with the left knee bend. And the right leg stretched. You can move tiny movements here. Just to arrive, open up, ground down. Find your blocks if you need it. Walk out, the straight leg and left arm comes up. Eyes to the sky, strong standing, strong left foot. Hands down. Walk them forward, left arm around the left calf, right arm onto the back. And the left hand is the one that grabs. The left hand is the strong one. Open up your shoulders, look to the sky. If you can't grab your fingers or wrist, use a belt or a t-shirt. Come to Anjana, ask your back knee into the floor. Both of your arms up. Get the right hip forward. Lift up your bum a little bit. Twist over to the left. Look to the back into the room. Slide down the back leg, right arm up. And hands down to the mat. Three-legged dog, inhale. To downward facing dog. On your toes, heels up, bend your knees a lot and get that tailbone up, 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 up to the max. Then stretch your legs. Look to the front of your mat. Walk or jump. Inhale, lift up your chest. Exhale, fall down. Inhale, all the way up, standing hastasana. Hands to your chest. Inhale, arms up and stay. Spread your toes. Stay grounded. Inhale, sow. Exhale, ha. Say it out loud. Sow. Ha. Fold forward. Inhale, lift up your spine. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Upward facing dog or a cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right knee to your chest. Inhale, open scorpion. Swing it. Open scorpion. Extend the right leg, lead it into Anjaneyasana. Arms up. Hands down on the inside of your foot. Walk your foot out. Use blocks under your elbows to rest on. Forward fold. Make sure your heel is under your knee and your toes are pointing forward. Place your hands into the mat. Walk the right foot out to the side and a little bit further down to the middle. Now take the back foot in and swing down to a side bend. Engage the back leg here so it's not relaxed. Straighten out the back knee. And some of you have to go down and lie on your elbow here because it's too much on the hand. And you can walk the foot a little bit further downwards to the hips. Keep opening up the hip, knee up to the sky. Keep the left hip going down so you become into this straight side. It's not forward, it's not backwards. It's on the side, but keep your hips open. It's a lot to have your hand down. Keep the hips open. And perhaps gently push that leg and the knee away. Otherwise, you can move the foot even further forward, and you'll definitely feel something. It can be side flesh, side hip, back of your right bum, the glute, inside the hip, both of your hips. And then swing down to your right bum to come to sit. And you continue the movement, right foot inside, left hip, right arm up, inhale, cross over diagonally. Roll up, and you continue the movement, the circle around, and you come into pigeon prep. Now you're most likely on the floor, right knee behind right hand. You can move, you can adjust, move a little bit backwards, find the perfect spot, come to rest. Place your hands onto the floor, lift up the back knee, and swing the foot behind the knee. So now the foot is outside your bum. Rise up, sink down, both of your hips forward. Now take the heel under your perenium. So you're kind of sitting on it. You want it under your perineum. And you swing the left leg out to the side. So now you're sitting on your foot. It's really under your vagina, basically. Maybe you want to move so you find a place where your heel is touching the perineum. Now this is a massage of the pelvis floor, of the perineum. You open up the hip to the side. The job is to relax, which is really fucking hard, right? If you're a guy, you need to move your balls up. So your heel is behind your balls, and your penis and balls in front. And this is a spot where we have a lot of tension, and we don't get a massage. Which is why sex is important, because that releases this point. If you don't have sex, you build up tension. That's just a fact, you know, unless you're doing this on a regular basis or masturbating a lot. Then you move forward and just feel how your heel then change position. Relax the bottom and let the heel do its therapeutic job here. It's okay. And then come up and just get the foot out. So now it's in front of you, further out to the side. Go up the straight leg, right arm. And hands down to the middle and forward fold. Walk your hands down. Find your way to downward facing dog. Left knee to your chest. Inhale, open scorpion. And swing it. Open scorpion. And then lead your left leg into Anjaneyasana. Use your blocks. Walk the foot to the front so your heel is under the front knee. 0 degrees in the foot so your toes are pointing forward, and you find that place where you can rest. You can come up on your hands. Walk the front foot out to the side and onto the floor. Back foot, toes in. Get the right hip down. Stay here if that's okay. It's quite a lot. Otherwise, get down onto your elbows. What's important here is that your hips are forward and you have a straight line. Side angle. The left foot is strong in the floor. You don't tip in the ankle. Your ankle is straight. And then swing around. Janursirsasana. Left foot inside your inner thigh, so you are now sitting on both of your sits bones. You're sitting up straight. The left knee is bent and your right leg is straight. Inhale, left arm up and cross over. Relax your jaw. And then release and come up and move to your pigeon prep. So you just rotate around. You follow the circle around. Lift the left knee behind your left hand. Maybe walk a little bit, tip a little bit. And come down to rest. And come up, lift up the back knee, and swing your foot under your bum and to the side. So now your heel is outside your seat. And you want to get both of your hips forward and down. I'm just going to turn around so you can see that my left foot is outside my bum. It's a straight leg here. and depending on how open you are in your hips and where you can feel the stretch. This is supposed to be a stretch in the front of your right hip, but some of you may feel it also in the left hip because of the location of your ankle and bent knee. Some may feel it a little bit in the lower back. And just lift your tummy in and up. And lift up the back leg, swing it out to the side and sit. Now you come to sit on your heel, swing the right leg to the front. So now you find the sit, the vagina point behind your balls if you have penis and balls. Just adjust it, you need to like search for it. It's more or less on your vagina. A little bit to the back of your vagina. You find that spot, which is like ouch spot. You just try to soften the pelvic floor, and that it's just like when you massage with an elbow, right? This is muscle tissue down there. So it's just like when you massage with an elbow or fists. But you go into a point, a spot, which is completely ignored, and it has so much tension. It gathers trauma, it gathers shame, so release it now. And then you move forward as much as you can, and you feel how the heel now finds a different spot. And you come up to sit and take the foot in front of you now. Open up the hips as much as you can. Flex the foot. Walk out the straight leg, left arm up. Deep breaths. And walk to the front of your mat. Walk in between your knees, straight, with equal weight on your sits bones, equal weight in your hips, and melt forward. And come up, all the way up to sit. Now find a block. This is our finish. One block. And you put it under your pelvic, under your sacrum. With the tailbone, you can stick your fingers in. Tailbone sticking out. Feet into the mat, knees pointing up. So knees are pointing up or a little bit in. Strong feet. just a flat block. Take a deep breath in and sigh out loud. One more time. And then you let the vertebrae, your spine, roll down to the floor. Now take your right foot on top of your left leg. And your hands grab the left hamstring. Flex your feet a little bit. Then extend the left leg up to the sky. If this is too much for your spine, bend the knee again. And then you just pull the foot a little bit down to the floor. So you can use your foot here to adjust how much weight you can handle on your spine. Most of your weight should be on solar plexus and shoulder blades area. And release. Put your left foot back down again. And take your right foot back to the floor. Adjust your weight. Just ground down here with both of your feet into the mat. Again, allow the vertebrae to roll down to the floor. Then you take your left foot on top of your right leg here. Just stay first, opening up the hip. Then grab your hamstrings and flex both of your feet. And feel how you can adjust how much weight you can have on your spine by moving that right leg, feet towards the floor or knees towards your upper body. Extend the right leg if it's okay for you. Make sure that most of your weight is on solar plexus and shoulder blades. Bend the knee again. Release your hands. Put the foot down to the mat. Then put the left foot down to the mat. Equalize your pelvic halves. Some of you have had enough now and you want to lie down in Savasana. It is Savasana time. If you want a little bit of extra, you can extend your legs here. And this is not for everyone. This is quite a lot and intense for the sacrum. For the sacrum, for the pelvic halves, and also your hips and your lower back. So be mindful. If you're lying in Savasana or you have a block under the sacrum, send sounds into your coccyx, tailbone, into your coccygeal gland, just beneath the tailbone, and make it spin. And everyone can find their way into Savasana now. If you're not there already, be careful when you move out from the sacrum release. Support yourself with your hands and arms. Take a deep breath in, and on exhale, let your whole body sink down into the floor. 3 times. Inhale, Sauha. Inhale, Sau. Exhale out loud, like a whisper. Let go of your body. And allow it to spin and vibrate into your cells, into your organs, into your sexual organs. All the way from fingertips to toes. a 5 minutes on your own and enjoy the twinkly stars inside your body. Namaste from me, and thank you for joining me.